Well, I don't know if you saw this, but it was at the Tim Walz JD Vance debate, just towards the beginning. And there's this moment where JD Vance says something, and the people who are running the debate, the hosts, they correct him, and so he says something about Springfield, Ohio, and the host says, well, Springfield, Ohio, and she tells the truth. Now his response wasn't thank you for correcting me. Of course, his response was, the rules are you're not supposed to fact check. I.e., the rules are I'm supposed to say whatever I want, regardless of what's true and what's a lie. I'm to be given permission to say whatever I want, period. Now, with that being said, the next thing I saw was I caught a video where Lorraine Boebert was doing an interview with NPR, and the interviewer, she says something, and the interviewer says, "Well, here's some truth, here's some facts," and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, are we in a debate or a conversation?" And he says, "Well, I have a response." He says something like, "I have a responsibility to so you're fact checking me?" And he says, "Yes, I am fact checking you." She didn't like to be fact checked. And then 60 Minutes, the former president, the former guy, Donald J. Trump, decided he was going to buck tradition. And whereas every presidential candidate for the last 50 years, 60 years has done an interview with 60 Minutes, he declined. And he said the reason he was declining is because they fact-checked him. Or no, excuse me. The reason he was declining because Lesley Stahl had said something that made him angry and she didn't apologize. And they were going to fact-check him in the interview. They weren't going to let him just freewheel it through the interview without being corrected if he was wrong. They were going to correct him if he was lying. Right? Now, fact checking is simply that. I can be sitting here and I can be talking to you. We were just talking about St. Patrick, right? I can tell you what I've heard about St. Patrick, and you can say, well, yes, but he wasn't English, he was Welsh. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know he was Welsh. In the stories that I read, he was from England, but maybe it was Wales that he was actually from. That's cool. Thank you for sharing that with me. I can say, well, the Rolling Stones wrote a great song. I think it was called Symphony for the Devil, but you might say, no, it was Sympathy for the Devil. I'm just making that one up, but you get what I'm saying, right? So I could be wrong, and you can say, Ed, here's your correction, and I can say, wow, thank you. I've learned something. Move on. The other thing I could be doing is I could be lying to you. And I could be saying, no, St. Patrick wasn't from England. St. Patrick was from the west coast of Barbados, right? St. Patrick was from Outer Sclabobia. St. Patrick was from Newfoundland. No, Ed, that's not true. The truth is, here it is. Fact-checking is about making sure that the facts get out there, that people aren't misled. Fact-checking is about making sure that disinformation is nipped in the bud and it doesn't go beyond that point. That anybody who listens heard, oh, now these are the facts. Okay, now I can go, well, Trump said this, Lesley Stahl said that. Lesley Stahl, I'll go with what Lesley Stahl said because she's offering the data. The bottom line here is fact-checking, good. Not fact-checking, license to lie, bad. Fact-checking, good. Correction, good. Whether you're lying or you've just made a mistake, fact-checking, good. Correction, good. Blank check to lie, bad. Not okay. And now there's actually a piece of scripture that I wanted to share with you about this because I was really mortified. I shouldn't say I was mortified. I was so surprised. The rules are you're not supposed to fact check me. There's so much to that statement, right? That statement says so much about the person who makes that statement. I don't want to be corrected. I don't want the facts to come out. I want my story to be the only story that anybody hears. I want my lies to persist. I don't want to be seen as someone who is capable of making a mistake, who is capable of not having all the information needed. The bottom line, when we say you're not supposed to fact check me, what I'm actually saying is, I don't want to learn. I don't want this to be an opportunity where I learn anything. Learning is the least important thing for me here. What's most important is that my message gets out there unabated. Even if my message is wrong, even if my message is a lie, even if my message is meant to harm others, even if my message is meant to lead people astray. Proverbs 12, verse 1. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. Whoever hates correction is stupid. I don't like that word stupid, but sadly it fits. We don't know everything, right? We don't know everything. And in fairness, we're not supposed to know everything. Every time we speak and we share our thoughts, there's an opportunity that is an opportunity, because somebody may come along and say, have you thought about this? Somebody may come along and say, I'm afraid you're wrong. Here's the truth. Every time we open our mouths to share, every time we talk, there's an opportunity there that somebody might come along and teach us something. And that is a good thing. That's a really good thing, especially as a quality of a leader. Leaders need to be the most persistent of students. Leaders need to build around them a group of people who know everything that the leader needs to know, but can't possibly process it all at the same time. I need to know about what's going on in Ukraine. Great. I have an expert for that so that I don't have to carry all that information. I don't have to carry all that knowledge. I have an expert for that. I need to know what's going on with the M1A1 tank. Okay, I have an expert on that. I need to know what's going on with Boeing. Great. I have an expert on that. I need to know what's going on with hurricane relief for Hurricane Helene or whatever the case might be. I have an expert on that. A good, effective leader is an always persistent, open student. A good leader knows that they're supposed to be learning all the time. A good leader knows that they need to be learning all the time. And so when I hear J.D. Vance says, wait a second, you're not supposed to fact check me. Okay. So you're saying that I'm not allowed to offer the audience the truth. I'm not allowed to offer the audience the facts. I'm not allowed to tell the audience that you're lying to them. I'm not allowed to tell the audience what the truth actually is. And when Trump comes along and says, I'm not going on 60 Minutes because you're going to fact check me. Wait a second. Just hear me out on this. If these people who are seeking the highest office in the United States, right? They're seeking the presidency and the vice presidency. If as candidates, they're not willing to be fact-checked, why do we think they would be willing to be fact-checked when they have power? How much more will they hold on to their pride and their ego? How much more will they hold on to their desire to lie to people when they have power? How much more will they try to lead people astray, to provide disinformation? How much more will they try to manipulate people when they have power? If you're not if they're not willing to be fact-checked when they have no power, will never be willing to be fact-checked when they do. If they're not willing to listen to what the truth is, when they don't have power, they're never going to be willing to listen to the truth when they are in power. As a person in the public, I want to believe that the leaders of my community, the leaders of my province, the leaders of my country, that they're listening, that they're willing to listen to the experts around them, and they're willing to take that new information that's provided, discern it, and then make decisions upon all the different feedback that they receive, all the different correction that they receive, all the different information that comes to them. They take all that information and they move forward with it. And if they're wrong, they're willing to keep their ears open so that they can make an adjustment to the course. They're willing to change course if need be for the new information that's been provided, for the fact-checking that's been done. I want to believe. I don't want to believe. I need to believe. I need to believe that our elected officials, the leaders of our provinces, the states, our countries, are bold enough and brave enough, courageous enough, strong enough, wise enough, intelligent enough to understand that being corrected is a good thing. That being corrected only serves them. That being corrected is ultimately what is best for the constituents that they represent. Anybody out there who's, I'm not supposed to be fact-checked. You're not supposed to fact-check me. It's not rocket science, right? They're about to lie to you. It's not Newtonian physics. They're about to lie to you. They're about to tell you, they're about to give you false information. They're about to lead you, try to lead you in the wrong direction. And if you can't fact check them as candidates, when they have no power, you'll never be able to fact check them when they do. And for those out there, and you're looking at these guys going, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for this fella." You're voting for someone who has taken the opportunities to tell you, "I'm going to lie to you. I'm going to lead you astray. And I'm going to do it with a smile on my face." Amen.